What is going on, guys? It's Suk and I am back with a brand new video on Super Duper Tech. And in today's video I'll be bringing you my full and in-depth review of the 21.5 inch LG UltraFine 4K display. So without any further ado, let's hit the titles. Now, of course, as you guys will know by now, that this display is purpose built for the brand new 2016 MacBook Pros. This does mean that the input port is of Thunderbolt 3, but it does come in the shape of a USB Type-C port. As I'm sure you guys will have seen by now, but to the left of the input port, there are 3 more USB Type-C ports. Now this is as the display itself also can be used as a USB hub, so you can also connect up multiple accessories to the display, which will in turn be connected to the MacBook. So as you do see, with the help of a USB Type-C adapter, I am able to hook up an SD card along with other devices that use USB Type-A. Also, due to the display having a built-in power supply unit, you're not left with a power brick in line with the power cable. Now next up, I do want to get into talking about the stand and the overall design of it. Now first up, you do not get any sort of help when it comes to cable management. Now this does of course mean that you will have to manage the cables yourself. That is of course if you do want a clean looking setup. Now just in case you guys are a bit curious, I have connected up to 4 hard drives, 3 of them being via USB-C and 1 using an adapter being a Type-A. I also have my microphone connected along with an SD card. And once again, if you guys are using this in conjunction with a new MacBook Pro, you are going to also be charging the MacBook, and you will also have the 3 remaining USB Type-C ports on the MacBook itself available for anything else. If you guys are interested in how I manage the cables, all I did was get a Velcro tieback and tied back the majority of the cables to the back section of the stand. And then further down the cables I used a cable tie, which was simply to ensure that all the cables stayed together when further down the stand. So next up, I do want to get into talking about the stand itself. Now the first thing that I do want to say is that the build quality of the stand itself is very nice, and it comes as one piece and can be detached from the display itself. I also do want to mention that if you do detach the stand from the display itself, it is piston loaded. This means that when you do decrease the height of the stand to the minimum height, that it will spring back up unless the display is attached. So included in the box is your VESA mount. Now this mount can be used to attach this display to a desk arm or to the wall. And the mounting holes on this panel are 100 by 100, which does mean that you will need a compatible stand which is 100 by 100 to attach this display to it. So the maximum height of the display when the stand is extended to the maximum is approximately 19 inches or 49 centimeters. Now also, when you do decrease the height of the display to the minimum, the maximum height will be 15 inches. Now this is again approximately 38 centimeters. Also, the width of the display itself is around 20 inches or 51 centimeters, while the height of the display is approximately 30 centimeters or 1 foot. Of course, this does mean that the 21.5 inch display is a diagonal measurement. Now though LG have named this as an ultra fine display, you should not confuse this with UHD or ultra high definition. Now this is as the LG UltraFine 4K display has a true 4K resolution of 4096 by 2304, whereas UHD or ultra high definition is 3840 by 2160. I do also want to mention that just like the iMac and the MacBook Pro lineup, that the LG UltraFine 4K display does support the DCI-P3 color gamut. So seeing as we are talking about displays, I did want to test the backlight bleed on the display itself. Now as you do see, there were subtle amounts of backlight bleed towards the top and the right hand sides of the panel, but to me this was nothing serious and was to be expected as this is an LCD display. When you do increase the brightness of the panel to the maximum, environmental reflections are not as visible, but when you do decrease the brightness, these reflections do become more apparent and are much similar to that found on the display of a MacBook Pro. The display does come with built-in stereo speakers. Now here is a quick sample comparing it to a MacBook Pro.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind.
So what are my overall thoughts and opinions on the LG UltraFine 4K display? Now the first thing that I really do enjoy about this display is that it runs off a single USB Type-C cable. So what this does mean is that if you did have the previous MacBook Pro, then you would need your MagSafe as well as a HDMI cable to output to an external display. Whereas now you can use a single cable to power up a 4K display, charge up your MacBook, as well as hook up a number of different accessories. And once again, I do thoroughly enjoy the fact that this is a DCI P3 display, which does bring it in line with near enough all of Apple's existing Macs, minus the MacBook Air, which does mean that the color representation on this display is near enough identical to that found on the iMacs, the MacBook Pros, even the iPhone 7. Now as you can see, I am playing a game on screen. Now this game is called Firewatch and I'm playing this at UHD resolution, and due to the overall resolution of the 4K UltraFine display, I do have 1.1 million pixels that are not being used to play this game, and that is what I believe is the biggest feature of this display, the fact that you can view and edit your native 4K resolution images or video. And when you pair that with the DCI P3 color gamut, you surely have got something that editors and photographers would thoroughly enjoy. So guys, that has been it for today's video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you smack that like button, and if you are new around here, then why not subscribe? And if you have got any questions or queries, then go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section, or go ahead and hit me up on my social media. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.